What is going on, everybody? It is Big L here, bringing you our WPF Season 8 Gyarados League Week 7 battle against Coach Zelda and the Warsaw Rapidash. Now again, sorry I don't really have the time to go through Zelda's entire team, or do my own team builder. Like I said, I'm just now trying to catch up. This battle happened yesterday. I just finished recording my Week 6 battle and posting it. It is up now. If you want to go check that out, that'd be fantastic. I appreciate it. This I'm probably going to post this tomorrow. And looking at the team matchup here, you can see that Zelda led Mega Heracross, brought Mega Heracross, Smeargle, Alolan Ninetales, Gliscor, Vaporeon, and Heatran. I'm bringing Tangela, which is a Spadef Tangela, because I was expecting Scarf Superior. Superior didn't come. I thought Superior looked really good against me. I have a Noivern with Heavy Duty Boots. I have Mamoswine, which is Scarf. I have a Deoxys with enough speed to outspeed Smeargle or Heracross. I have Mega Diancie, and Scarf Pangoro is coming again this week, because I felt like Scarf Pangoro looked really good against him. Going into lead matchup, I talked to Bucks a lot about this the minutes leading up to the game. I was leading Deoxys, just because I did have Taunt if he did want to lead the Smeargle, because I just thought, if you're going to bring Smeargle, you're probably going to want to lead to get hazards up. So I did have Taunt. But we were talking about it, and Magic Bounce from Diancie deters that as well, and basically there's nothing, the only thing he really leads that really scares Diancie out would be Heatran if it's Scarfed, or Shuka. But, so we decided I'm just going to go ahead and lead Diancie. I felt like that was the best lead against everything, because if he leads, if I lead Deoxys and he leads Heracross, that's a terrible matchup for me. So I feel like if I lead Diancie, he doesn't really, nothing really wants to stay in. Like if it's a Alola Tails, then I can just move Diamond Storm. So going into it, oh shit, sorry about that. He led Heracross, and so he did lead the Heracross. I get the Mega off, and decided to just go for a Moonblast as he goes right out into Vaporeon, and we get a Moonblast off, and we do a really nice chunk of damage. I really considered going for another Moonblast here, predicting the flip turn, but I was like, you know what, it's early. I don't really want to make that risky play just yet. We go out into Deoxys, and he reveals the Wish, which I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go for a Spike, because I think Spike damage could be really nice in this game, just to kind of wear down if that is like a Sash Ninetales, or to break the Sash on the Smeargle later. I feel like that Spike could be really nice. As he goes for the flip turn and goes right out into the Heracross. That's what I didn't want to happen. This thing comes in, it basically claims a KO if it picks the right move. So here, I'm just like, I don't want this thing setting up. I know I'm faster than it. Deoxys, sorry dude, but you're probably my most expendable member. I thought about going for a second layer of spikes here, but I just really didn't want this thing setting up a Swords Dance. Even though I could scare it out later, I could ride with Noivern, I didn't really want this thing setting up a Swords Dance. So I just went ahead and went for the taunt, so it couldn't do that. And if he does predict me to switch and goes for like a close combat to hit anything else pretty hard, then I'll get another turn, because that's not going to do too much to me. And sorry if you hear my cat talking in the background. It's 5:45 and he thinks he needs food even though it's not time for him to eat yet. So go away, dude. Anyway, he goes for the Pin Missile, and that's definitely going to KO. Sorry, Deoxys, but your spikes will stay up and do some nice damage throughout the game. So we bring in the Noivern. I can't risk this thing just calling the U-turn, so I have to just go for the Air Slash. I have no choice, and that's what we do. We get a decent little chunk of damage on Heatran, and we see that is no Spadef. That is probably an offensive Heatran, which is really good against me, honestly. And here I just U-turn, and I decide I'm going to go out into Pangoro, and because I know I can live any hit, and he goes for the Flash Cannon, and that did way more than I expected. That tells me this thing is 1000% choice specs. That's the only way it does that much damage. Specs Heatran is a problem. So here I'm just like, I can't mess around. He doesn't really have anything that wants to switch in on a close combat, and I'll take damage off on anything. So I go for the close combat, and Pangoro claims the kill. So we take that. Absolutely. A Specs Heatran gone. It only got to launch off one attack. That is fantastic for us. And Scarf Pangoro claims another surprise. That's twice we brought Scarf Pangoro, and twice it surprised the opponent, which is great. So Scarf Pangoro, Fluster putting in the work. And here he surprised me. He went Vaporeon. I thought he would go heracross here. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just go for a close combat. If he goes for a Wish, I want to punish that. And he goes out into the Gliscor. We get a crit and do 28%. That tells me that this thing is physically defensive. This is a full Fizz Def Gliscor. I thought about staying in and just going for another close combat here, but any attack kills me. And I felt like this had some use. I do have Aerial Ace. I did pack the Aerial Ace this week for the heracross. And I want to be able to punish switches. He can't really switch anything in on this at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and switch out. I go out into Mamoswine. I don't know what he wants to go for here. And he misses the Toxic, which is unfortunate. I don't know if it... Gosh dang it, dude. Go away. I'm sorry about that. My cat is very whiny. So here, I'm just like, I'm going to go ahead and just go for a knockoff. I didn't think he'd go make a heracross here. And we do very, very little. So here, I have to play around predicting what he wants to go for. I predict either the Rock Blast or the Close Combat, and I go into Tangela. I see Tangela as very expendable. So he goes for the Close Combat, and it does a lot. And here, I know he has Pin Missile, and he's probably going to go for it here. I can't get into a sacking battle where every time this thing comes in, something has to die. So I have to make a play here, and I'm just like, even though it's still going to do a lot of damage, I have to go Noivern here and hope he just goes for the Pin Missile. And that's what happens. I go Noivern, and he goes for the Pin Missile. So, of course, with Skill Link, this is going to get 5 hits, and unfortunately, Noivern is very worn down, which is not ideal, but he doesn't really have the best switch-ins to Flying Stab. So I go for the Air Slash. We get really, really nice damage off on the Lilithtails, but I can't stay in, and I can't risk him being Scarf, so I have to switch out into Mamoswine as he goes for the Veil, which is very unfortunate. But I was looking at it, and if Vaporeon came in on the Icicle Crash, then so be it. But I need to try to, run out of turns of Veil. And we hit, and we get a flinch, which is really, really nice for us. Because we're just trying to, at this point, we're just trying to stall out the Veil. And I know that we're not going to take any damage from the Hail, because we're an Ice type. I almost brought Snow Cloak this week. I thought that would have been some fun tech, but just against Heatran and against this, the damage that we take from being thick fat is just, the damage reduction we get from thick fat is just huge. So we are thick fat, and I'm just gonna keep clicking. Icicle Crash. Maybe we can get some flinches. I know Blizzard isn't gonna do too much to me. Health isn't super important on Mamoswine because it dies to a close combat from Heracross anyway. Here we just keep going back and forth. And yeah, I'm like, if you're content giving me this Ninetales, I will 100% take it. And we get the KO on Ninetales, and that means that once this round of Veil is gone, which is fantastic for us. So Mamoswine KOs the Ninetales, and we get ahead, which is nice. Because, like I said, we're kind of in a sack war at this point. So being able to get ahead is really, really big. Here, I predict him to go for a Wish, and I Frisk. And that's what happens. He goes for a Wish. Unfortunately, he is Light Clay, and the Veil stays up. So I was kind of hoping he wasn't Light Clay, because after that, I could have dropped a Draco and KO'd the Vaporeon if it didn't have Protect. So he goes for the Scald. That might have killed my Noivern. This damage, the burn doesn't matter. I don't have a Grass type move, so I have no choice but to just go for Sludge Bomb here. If he does go into the heracross, I can maybe get a poison. He goes into Gliscor, and here I want to see what he wants to go for. I'm trying to think of what I want to think of a way to wear this Gliscor down, and I have Endeavor on my Tangela. So I'm just like, I want to see what this takes him down to. Earthquake's not going to do anything to me. I'm a Tangela. I go for Endeavor, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to play a little game here. I would love some damage on this Gliscor, so I don't have to lock myself potentially into Icicle Crash with Mamoswine, or maybe I can take it out with something else. So if I can get this Gliscor weakened down, that's fantastic for us. So I'm just going to keep clicking Endeavor. He goes for Roost. I'm burned, so I'm going down in health every single turn. Sorry, I went for knockoff. I thought maybe he'd switch. I was hoping maybe he'd switch into Vaporeon, so I could maybe be able to attack, like get a close combat off on it or something. But again, I know I live any hit he wants to go for, and I can just go for an Endeavor, get him really weak, and that's what we do. Here we go back and forth. I'm just getting worn down by Burn. I'm wearing him down with Endeavor. I'm fairly certain, yeah, he wins this in the long term, but I will trade Tangela, a Spadef Tangela that I brought for a mon that didn't even come, for damage on a Gliscor every single day. I win this trade, in my opinion, even though he wins by getting a KO. I will take this trade every single time. So here, he knows the Earthquake will kill, so he goes ahead and gets the KO on Tangela, which is fine with me. I go ahead and I go out into the Pianti. I wanted to go out into something that put pressure on, that didn't allow the Heracross to come in. Yeah, I could have gone Mamoswine, but that allowed the Heracross to come in. He can't switch in on this. And I know this will kill, so I just go for Moonblast, and he goes into Vaporeon, which was kind of surprising. And Moonblast does big damage, it's 47%. I know he can't live another one. He went for the Protect. I had Rock Polish this week. I didn't have Calm Mind. Looking back, I guess I could have clicked Rock Polish there, and it would have just given me the clean sweep at this point. But I just go for the Moonblast. Takes out the Vaporeon, and that's a big wall out of the way. And he goes into Smeargle, and I was confused as to why he went into this. I thought about this play. I pulled up Smeargle's moveset, and I was like, what does this get? Like, why bring this in now? And he reveals the Scarf Final Gambit Smeargle. I thought DNC swept at this point in time. Gliscor was worn down. Heracross doesn't live a hit. I thought DNC swept. But Final Gambit Smeargle was definitely something I didn't even consider. So that was a really, really cool bring by Zelda. So here I'm thinking, okay, he can't really switch into Noivern. I didn't know which mon he'd bring in. Here I have to go for Draco. Air Slash was a roll to kill. I didn't want to get knocked off, because I think knockoff, or he could have had Ice Fang, could have killed. And I didn't want Noivern to go down. Draco gets the KO on Gliscor, and here I'm thinking, okay, Noivern just cleans up. I just go for Air Slash here, and we get the win. And Air Slash misses, so that's unfortunate. And he goes for the Rock Blast. Only needs one hit to KO. But you know what? I'm thinking, you know what? I have Aerial Ace on Pangoro. I will go for Aerial Ace, and he lives on 2. But it's all good. We know Mamoswine outspeeds, so basically that Smeargle and then a few unfortunate things changed what would have been a 4-0 into a 1-0. That is GG's to Zelda. That Mega Heracross was super terrifying. The Final Gambit Smeargle was pretty cool. Even though I think at that point the game was kind of in hand since I had Aerial Ace on Pangoro. Big shout outs to T4U for help me build this week. Big shout outs to Bucks for walking me through my lead. If I had led Deoxys, which is what I was leaning before he and I talked, this game could have gone very, very differently. Because like I said, I like you saw in the battle, I don't switch into Mega Heracross at all. So if I had led Deoxys, this game could have gone very, very differently. But again, GG's to Zelda. We get a nice 1-0 win. We get to move to 6-1. We are 6-1 with a I believe plus 19 differential now, and We are 7 weeks into this season. We are already matched our win total from last season, which is fantastic. We are at least going to wait one more week before we do the typical Big L fall apart on the season. But like I said in the video, the B video, I do think our team is better this time around. Our team is fantastic, I think. The only thing I wish we had better was I wish we had better wish support, but it is what it is. Can't have everything. But that'll do it for me today. Make sure you check out all the links in the description to all the other content creators in the WPF and the link to the WPF Discord if you're not from there and want to check it out. Really, really cool group. So that'll do it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.